Hey, what's up everyone? Adam with Antique Auto. Today I'm working on a 56 panel truck, Chevy. Body gap time. From the factory, these things were just awful on body gaps, so I'm trying my best to try to fit this door into the opening without actually having to take any metal or move any metal, but it's not going to work. So let me get you in close to see what I'm talking about. So this is my first old Chevy truck thing that I'm working on, and I've been told that their gaps are notoriously terrible. So right now, I thought I had it close, but I'm basically touching up here. I'm a little close over here, pretty close over here, not close there. But the line decreases as I get lower. But we've also had some metal work done in the past that has been uncovered. So the bottom is a mess too. I've got rocker issues. I had thought I had this thing where I wanted it, but you can see that we're low on that line, perfect-ish on that line, and just a touch high here, which doesn't make any sense. So I want to put a little weight on the door to mimic the guts, window, all the retainer, or all the garbage inside the door when it's full. So that line will be perfect as of where I'm sitting, but I think I completely need to bring the whole door back this way just a touch, so I can see if I can bring some clearance into that area over there. But I'm gonna have to do something down here because we're almost touching on this side. So since we're almost touching up here, the theory is to bring the door back, but if I bring the door back, it would be touching on the bottom over there. So if I tilt it, then we're way out of whack here on our line. I'd rather see my line correct and all of our body lines match up to where I just have to kind of massage edges to make things work. So I think what I'm going to do is just bring the whole door back just a touch, see if I can bring a little bit of clearance into here, and I'll have to work that bottom corner a little bit. What was I going to do? Oh yeah, bring the door back. Don't know if that brought it back any or not. It did drop it down just a touch. That really sucks, that line, because everything else looks like it matches up really good now. What can I do to make that look better? What I really want to do is kick out that bottom of the door to where it swings up and turns the door this way, but I think I'm just gonna have to work something out on the bottom over there, because this quarter panel has been monkeyed with, and I think that's what's throwing me off. This all looks really good here now. I may knock it back just another touch on the top to bring this gap a little bit closer, and then I'll bring the bottom out just a touch too. Okay, bottom comes out. Out. Where are we at? touching somewhere here. Okay, I'm gonna bring you inside the truck. We have an issue now of the door hitting here. And I think I'm going to have to go back and take the door forward just a touch, back to where we were before. Trial and error, that's all it is. The thing that really sucks is we've got great, well, I don't know, it's not great lines, but could be worse. That's pretty close up here. I don't know if I'm gonna try to do anything with this up here besides just deal with it. I may actually try to bring the door up a touch because yeah. Let's get back to where we're not hitting here. Doesn't look like it's been worked at all in here or wrecked or anything, so probably just try to keep adjusting the door. Not sure that moved at all. Everything's low. All right, I think what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to bring the whole door forward. And I just gotta work this edge here and that top corner. All right, so now we're touching down here at the bottom. So my lines are definitely low all the way across, so I'm gonna take the top and bring it in. Minute adjustments is all it takes. Ooh, whoa, that's too much. Too much, Adam. Touching at the top now. And our fender's all wonky. That fender's just hanging here. Might have to take that off to mess with this. I've been trying to figure it all out at once and it doesn't work. Might be too much. There's a reason why you do this before paint. We're completely touching up here. What do I need to do? I still need to bring the door back just a touch. All right, let's look at that. All right, so that is a crappy line there. That's just a touch low. That one's pretty much perfect. This door is just a little bit soft on the line, but they match up real nice. It gets skinny as usual down there. I really would like to bring the door up just a touch because when the door is loaded, it's gonna bring all these lines down some more and we're gonna mismatch. So I think I'm gonna bring the I don't know. This is a mess. I almost feel like I want to bring the whole the door back. But we just had that issue where it's rubbing on the inside. And I literally only have about an 1/8 inch of clearance on the inside jamb. So I can't bring the door back. What am I going to do? Am I going to raise it? Should I raise the door? I guess I'll raise the door. I say I'm going to raise the door, but I don't know if I can raise it anymore with the adjustments on these hinges. Gets. Now I know we're going to hit up here. Well, maybe not. That did not do anything. I don't think. I feel like it didn't do anything. I'm going to take the bottom, nope, I'm going to take the bottom hinge and see if I can tighten those. Here. Bring the bottom out just a touch. Okay, so I brought that bottom back. Our lines are better. Still gonna sag. I'm gonna do just, we're almost touching inside here. I can't go too crazy with this stuff because my budget is limited. This isn't going to be a perfect gap, perfect line vehicle. I want to get it to a point where it's not going to be chip and paint if we close the door too hard or something. Okay, here we are. We are pretty close there. We're touching there. That line's not too bad, a little close there. And I really want to get this fender on so I can kind of judge where we're at there. That line is pretty perfect. That line appears just a touch high, and we're a little close there. So I'm gonna have to doctor one or both edges here to make that work. And then I gotta deal with this mess down here. Like I said, not gonna be a perfect gap truck, but I do want to be able to open and close these doors without chip and paint. And I'm gonna have to do this with probably all 4 doors. So a little close here. I've got to take a little bit of material off here, and actually I might try to push the quarter back just a touch. Pretty good there. I'm going to work that quarter back just a touch because it looks like they folded this metal over and it's overlapped on the original quarter. So, and I did break through the edge of the skin, so I'm going to have to weld that back together and smooth it out. I'm gonna see if I can do something with this stuff in here. I might actually have to get a grinding wheel on this to put it up in that direction. Do a combo move though. Do it on both. I think I'm going to grab a stone wheel and knock that up just a bit. I don't want to cut too much off this top here, although that might have to happen as well. Okay, let's see if we're even close. So we're just barely missing now. There's a couple little spots where I'd like to knock down. And when we add weight to the door, it's closer to 1/8 of an inch. It's just such a bad spot up here. I might just grind until I've got a weld already up there, so why not make this more fun? Pretty darn close there too. What a mess. Okay, I've got that pretty much as good as it's gonna get in metal. This is tight up here still, but we've still got, when I pull it down for weight, it's got some room. Don't make fun of me now. This is not a Concord super perfect gap restoration. It's just for total function only, to be able to make sure we can shut and open the door without chipping the paint. I do want to show you real quick. You can see where I ground through the edge, where those two pieces meet up together. I've got to re-weld that and smooth it out. I got to do it there. This, yeah, it does look like you can't see it there in the camera, but a little bit of welding there. And the same thing down here, I broke through at the bottom edge. But I think that's about as close as it's going to get with this door. I've still got to work the quarter panel down here to make sure we're not a giant freaking mess of terrible welding. But yeah, let's get the welder out. All right. Let's give this hell. A little bit more. Okay. Do this to the top now. foot in there. I'm gonna take care of this bottom real quick, and then we'll see where we're at. Okay. Now we got it welded. I need to smooth those out. I'm actually not touching at all on any of this stuff, which is nice. Let me get my super duper welding gloves on. These 4-inch angle grinders can be death on wheels, especially if you don't have safety on them. I've had them crawl up my arm before. I've got some scars, so that's why I'm a little leery of not wearing big gloves like this. Not bad. Alright, I'm going to do that with the rest of the stuff, and then I'll bring in when I'm done. Okay, here we go. We're better there. You put some weight on it. You can kind of see we've got a little bit of room now all the way around. I did notice that right here we're sunk in here just a little bit in general. So I think I'm gonna take this outer hinge and bring it out about an 1/8 inch and see if I can fix this little guy here. Either that, or I'm gonna throw a piece of wood in there and shut the door on it and see if I can pull that out. Well, let's try the hinge first. There isn't a lot of wiggle room, like almost none. But I'm trying to see if I can get just enough. Let's see about that. I might have moved it out. Probably screwed up all my oil lines too. That looks pretty darn good there, but we're out just a touch up top. Moving the whole door. It's a give or take situation. We can either have a good line here or a good line here. I don't think we're going to be able to do both. Problem with having a good line here and not here is if this is too far out, you're going to end up with a lot more wind noise than if it was where it needs to be. So I'm going to bring it back in, and I'm going to try to maybe go from here to here and hammer the edge out. Maybe a little bit more. better. Now, when we close the door all the way, we don't have that gap out here, and your wind noise isn't going to be nearly as bad. Now that that's kind of somewhat over, I can put that to bed. I'll start working on this rocker area down here and try to fit that quarter a little bit better. But let me kind of do a once over on this car with you so you see what we're up against. This body was plastic media blasted, and they found a bunch of filler in there and all the way across the bottom of the truck. You can see the last 3 or 4 inches was cut off and welded new. I'm gonna have to kind of fill in those welds. I'm not gonna replace any of that. It's solid metal, so I'm just gonna kind of fix the welds a little bit and try to smooth it out a little bit more. But the roof is nasty. It's got dents and dings and farts all over the place. It had a roof rack or a ladder rack on it, so they plugged those holes up there. Same thing down here. Lower 4 inches was all replaced. We couldn't see any of this when the truck was in primer, so lesson learned. It's always more than you think it is. That's the factory original color paint. Now I'm going to show you this mount over here. It's fairly clean. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tack welds on it to hold it on in that cage. But over here, I was having trouble fitting that other fender because I think what happened was that this bolt might have broke off inside here, and they cut this cage out and replaced the cage nut and booger welded in the cage again. So I'm having trouble with stuff not clearancing enough to be able to get this fender to line up real well with this side here. On these gaps here, they typically are butt jointed, like almost right on top of each other. So generally with that kind of a joint, there's gonna be almost no space between the fender and the body. Also, we've got all kinds of little weld spots here. Well, that one's clean. I think maybe they had some sort of a towing mirror or something like that over here, or a light or something. I don't know what this thing was. It's probably some sort of construction vehicle, but they've got, I think, what was a ladder, because they had that rack up there. They put that ladder here, and it landed on the roof. So yeah, good times. It's just, inside's nice and solid. It's a little bit of a perforation down here. Nothing major though. Fenders are in pretty good shape. They've got little patches down here, which I don't know if I'm really gonna worry too much about. The hood is in great shape. It's actually a 55 hood. So I need to weld up those holes and get another 56 emblem and drill the right holes. The left door has a little bit of gunk on the bottom of it. And then the ambulance doors here, they came off of a Southern rust-free vehicle. But just because they're rust-free doesn't mean that they're gonna fit. They were on the truck when we got it, but I really didn't pay that close attention to how the fit was. I think there might have been some close areas around the edges, so we're definitely gonna have to fit those on here and figure out what's going on. So we definitely have our work cut out for us. Then again, we're very budget conscious on this truck, and we don't want to go crazy on it. So I'm gonna be as vigilant and careful as I can about this, but I also don't want to send something out with my name on it that I don't like. All right, that is gonna do it for this video today. I've got plenty of work to do on this thing, so I gotta keep going on it. But I think the next video is probably gonna be the engine break-in video on that 71 stage 1 convertible that we got in the big shop. I just gotta wait for better weather. We had 2 inches of snow last night, and it doesn't look any better next week, so we'll see. I might be doing more on this one, so stay tuned. Make sure to like and subscribe. Hit that little bell down there at the bottom. That does something to tell you when I post videos or something. Anyway, I will see you on the next video.